There are two types of empaths. One is drowning in their own shadow. The other understands it. And the difference? The difference is just regulation. Let's be painfully honest. An unregulated empath feels everything, but processes nothing. Calls intensity intuition, calls anxiety discernment, and calls emotional reactivity boundaries. They stay in chaos. They over-explain, they mind read. They test people instead of trusting them. And when hurt, they don't leave. They strategize. They mirror. They withhold. They emotionally punish in subtle ways. Then they say, I had to. You don't understand what they did to me. Maybe that just might be true. But reaction doesn't equal regulation. If your peace depends on someone else finally learning a lesson, you're still lost. So let's get it right. Everyone has a level of empathy and compassion. Narcissists are just cognitive empaths. They understand patterns and utilize them against you. When we discuss empaths, we're usually talking about individuals with higher empathy and compassion. The one that chooses to take the longer path to their desires, we refer to as long paths. And those who optimize their journey and utilize their true potential are propaths. And they typically have a smoother journey. Long paths and propaths feel the same depth, the same intensity, and the other one seeks to obtain it. Propaths feel the same depths, betrayals, confusion, and frustrations as any other empath. But they don't weaponize it. They don't mirror dysfunction. They don't teach adults lessons, and they don't perform detachment. They withdraw access quietly. They recognize, if I have to manipulate the dynamic to feel safe, the dynamic is unsafe. And they leave. Not dramatically, not vengefully, just clearly. The difference between lost and regulated is this. An unregulated empath wants narcissists to understand them. A regulated propath understands themselves. That's it. One is chasing validation and the other is anchored. And anchoring feels boring at first because chaos is addictive. It is. Intensity feels like love when you're untrained, but stability, that feels unfamiliar. If you've ever stayed to prove you were right, used silence as punishment, tested someone instead of trusting them, waited for them to finally get it, you weren't evil. You were unregulated. And here's the empowering part. Regulation is learned. And once you learn it, you don't have to mirror anyone because now you're not trying to win. You're trying to stay whole. Empaths lost in the shadows react, and propaths who understand the shadows respond. And if this made you uncomfortable, well, then that's good. Growth always does. So, comment regulated if you're done playing emotional chess. Subscribe for more content like this, and stay tuned for the interview with the emotions as we break it down between regulated and unregulated empaths, or long and pro empaths. See you soon.